Schindler's List revealed the terrifying power of greed and brutality in the death camps, keeping us riveted in every moment. But behind the cameras, the actors endured tragedies and scandals even darker than the story on screen. Death, betrayal, and shocking personal confessions forever altered their lives. Watch closely because what happened next may leave you speechless. Liam Neeson as Oskar Schindler. Liam Neeson was born on July 7, 1952, in Ballymena, Northern Ireland. At 41 years old, he played Oskar Schindler, the industrialist who saved over 1,000 Jews during World War II in Schindler's List, 1993. His commanding performance became iconic, earning him an Academy Award nomination and cementing his place as one of Hollywood's most respected actors. Beyond the screen, Neeson's personal life was fraught with tragedy and challenge. His greatest heartbreak came in 2009, when his beloved wife Natasha Richardson died unexpectedly in a skiing accident, leaving him devastated and seeking refuge in back-to-back action films like Taken and Batman begins to cope with grief. This period of personal turmoil defined much of his subsequent career trajectory. Neeson has faced additional struggles, including a battle with alcohol dependency after his wife's death, which he overcame. In 2019, he sparked public outrage with controversial remarks about seeking vigilante justice for a past assault on a friend, forcing him to issue a formal apology. Despite these challenges, he continued to build a formidable career, starring in box office hits like Star Wars, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace and the Grey, and maintaining his influence in Hollywood. As of 2026, Liam Neeson is 74 years old and continues acting in major film projects. Though he carries the scars of personal loss and controversy, his net worth, built on decades of leading and supporting roles, is estimated at around $85 million. He remains a revered figure, celebrated for his intensity on screen and resilience off it. Branko Lustig as nightclub maitre d'. Branko Lustig was born on June 10, 1932, in Osijek, Croatia. At 61 years old, he appeared as the nightclub maitre d' in Schindler's List, 1998, though his primary contribution was as the film's producer. His meticulous work behind the scenes helped the movie achieve historical authenticity and emotional depth, ultimately earning 2 Oscars for Best Picture, including for Gladiator, 2000. Lustig's life was forged in unimaginable hardship. As a Jewish child, he survived Auschwitz and Bergen-Belsen, witnessing the murder of much of his family, including his father and grandmother. The trauma left him with lifelong PTSD, shaping both his personal resilience and his drive to tell authentic human stories through cinema. In 1970, he married Mirjana Lustig, whose steadfast support became his anchor through decades of personal and professional challenges. Years of malnutrition and abuse in the camps took a toll on his health. Despite these chronic conditions, Lustig remained active in film production well into his later years, contributing to multiple acclaimed projects. He continued to mentor young filmmakers, sharing both his craft and the moral weight of his experiences. Branko Lustig passed away on November 14, 2019, in Zagreb, Croatia, at the age of 87, due to heart failure compounded by age-related complications. His legacy endures through his Oscar-winning films, his courage in the face of history's horrors, reflecting a lifetime of artistic and personal triumph over adversity. Ben Kingsley as Itzhak Stern. Ben Kingsley was born on December 31, 1943, in Snainton, North Yorkshire, England. At 50 years old, he played Itzhak Stern, Schindler's loyal accountant and moral compass, in Schindler's List, 1993. His nuanced portrayal brought heart and gravitas to the film, grounding the epic story of courage and survival in human empathy. Kingsley's personal journey has been equally dramatic. Born Krishna Pandit Banji, he endured a cold, unrecognizing upbringing with a mother who rarely acknowledged his achievements. His adult life was turbulent as well, with 3 failed marriages to Angela Morant, Alison Sutcliffe, and Alexandra Christman, before finally finding stability with Daniela Lavender in 2007. He has faced scrutiny and controversy, particularly after adopting the honorific Sir Ben following his knighthood in 2002, which critics saw as vanity. Despite this, Kingsley's craft remained impeccable, and he continued taking on smaller but impactful roles, including appearances in Gandhi and Shutter Island, earning an Oscar for the former. As of 2026, Ben Kingsley is 82 years old and semi-retired, carefully selecting projects while managing age-related health challenges. Kingsley's legacy endures as one of the most versatile and acclaimed actors of his generation, blending cinematic brilliance with a life shaped by both hardship and triumph. Ralph Fiennes as Eamon Goethe. Ralph Fiennes was born on December 22, 1962, in Ipswich, England. At 31 years old, he played Eamon Goethe, the ruthless Nazi officer in Schindler's List, 1993. His chilling portrayal left audiences worldwide horrified, earning him both an Academy Award nomination and a BAFTA, and establishing him as one of the most compelling actors of his generation. Behind the scenes, Fiennes' early life was marked by instability, as his family frequently moved across England and Ireland, leaving him with little sense of home. His personal relationships added further drama. After a decade-long courtship, he married actress Alex Kingston in 1993, only for the marriage to end in 1997 amid scandal surrounding his affair with Francesca Annis, who was 18 years his senior. This complicated love life continued to make headlines, with subsequent rumors of other high-profile affairs that unsettled his private world. The role of Goethe also took a toll on Fiennes physically and mentally. He gained nearly 13 kilograms to inhabit the role, straining his digestive system, and spent months immersed in the mindset of a sadistic killer, which led to lingering psychological distress after filming concluded. Despite these challenges, he continued to expand his range in films like The English Patient and the Harry Potter series, cementing his reputation for intense, transformative performances. As of 2026, Ralph Fiennes is 63 years old and remains active in film and theater. He has weathered personal scandals and professional pressures alike, maintaining a net worth estimated at $40 million, and continues to deliver commanding performances that captivate audiences worldwide. Caroline Goodall as Emily Schindler. Caroline Goodall was born on December 13, 1961, in Melbourne, Australia. At 34 years old, she played Emily Schindler, the compassionate wife of Oskar Schindler in Schindler's List, 1993. Her performance added emotional depth to the film, portraying courage and loyalty amid the horrors of war, and earned her recognition as a versatile and empathetic actress. Goodall's career path was far from easy. Her personal life was marked by challenges as well. Her first marriage to actor Scott Hawksby ended quickly due to irreconcilable differences and the pressures of show business. She later married Italian cinematographer Nicola Pecorini in 1994, and together they navigated periods of intense stress, including Pecorini's serious on-set injury, which affected both their finances and family stability. While she has remained largely scandal-free, the demands of her profession and advancing age have brought health challenges, such as chronic joint pain. Goodall has continued to work steadily, appearing in films like Hook, 1991, and The Princess Diaries, 2001, as well as the television series The White Queen, demonstrating her enduring talent and dedication to craft. As of 2026, Caroline Goodall is 66 years old and continues to act while also writing screenplays. She is known for her professionalism and resilience, maintaining a life focused on family and artistic pursuits. Her legacy remains defined by her ability to portray strength and compassion on screen while navigating a life filled with personal and professional trials. Jonathan Segal as Poldek Pfefferberg. Jonathan Segal was born on February 13, 1952, in Toronto, Canada. At 34 years old, he played Poldek Pfefferberg, the Holocaust survivor whose efforts brought Schindler's story to the world in Schindler's List, 1993. His portrayal highlighted courage and determination, giving audiences an intimate look at the survivors who lived to tell the story. Seagal's early life was overshadowed by the weight of history. His family moved to Israel when he was a child, growing up surrounded by the trauma and memories of relatives who survived the Holocaust. The emotional legacy of these experiences made him choose to remain mostly private, living a single life and avoiding public scrutiny, which led to persistent rumors about his personal life during the 1980s and 1990s. Later, Seagal transitioned into directing, tackling bold and controversial topics. His 2011 film Lipstica provoked intense debate at international festivals for its psychological and sexual themes, reflecting his willingness to confront difficult subjects even at the cost of public criticism. Despite occasional controversy, he maintained a steady presence in Israeli cinema and theater, showing resilience and dedication to his craft. As of 2026, Jonathan Seagal is 67 years old. He continues to work in film and theater, quietly influencing Israeli cinema and mentoring young actors. He has built a legacy defined by courage, storytelling, and a steadfast commitment to honoring the experiences of Holocaust survivors. Embeth Davidtz as Helen Hirsch. Embeth Davidtz was born on August 11, 1965, in Lafayette, Indiana, USA. At 28 years old, she played Helen Hirsch, the abused maid in Schindler's List, 1993, delivering a heartbreaking performance that captured the suffering endured by countless innocents during the Holocaust. Her role brought emotional gravity to the film and left an indelible mark on audiences worldwide. Davids's upbringing in South Africa under the apartheid regime exposed her to harsh social injustices from an early age. Witnessing political violence and systemic discrimination fueled her empathy and deepened her acting range. She later married entertainment lawyer Jason Sloan in 2002, and while their marriage was largely private and supportive, the couple faced immense personal trials that tested their resilience. Her life took a dramatic turn when, in 2013, she was diagnosed with advanced-stage breast cancer. Davidtz endured a double mastectomy and multiple rounds of grueling chemotherapy, forcing her to temporarily step back from her acting career. Her strength and perseverance allowed her to return to screen work, including a powerful role in the TV series Ray Donovan. As of 2026, Embeth Davidtz is 60 years old and continues to act while advocating for cancer awareness and women's health. Her career, highlighted by films like Army of Darkness, Matilda, and The Amazing Spider-Man, reflects both artistic versatility and personal courage, with a net worth estimated around $6 million. She remains a respected figure in Hollywood for her talent, resilience, and advocacy. Mark Ivanir as Marcel Goldberg. Mark Ivanir was born on May 16, 1969, in Ukraine. At 25 years old, he played Marcel Goldberg, the pragmatic camp administrator in Schindler's List, 1993. His portrayal added a layer of realism to the harrowing environment, showing the tension and bureaucracy behind the Holocaust. Ivanir's early life was defined by upheaval and survival. His Jewish family faced systemic discrimination, prompting them to flee to Israel in 1972. Adapting to a new language and a volatile region shaped Ivanir's resilience. He became a multilingual talent, appearing in hit series like Homeland, Barry, and Away, and in the film The Terminal. His ability to convey subtle authority and menace made him a go-to actor for complex supporting roles. Transitioning from a life of displacement to a Hollywood career wasn't without challenges. Ivanir was often typecast as Russian or Eastern European characters due to his accent, limiting his opportunities for leading roles. Despite this, he navigated the industry with discretion, avoiding scandal and maintaining a steady career. His personal life provided stability. He married Maya in 1994, and together they raised 2 daughters in Los Angeles. As of 2026, Mark Evanier is 57 years old. He continues to act in international film and television projects while mentoring young actors. His career longevity and consistent performances have earned him an estimated net worth of around $4 million, reflecting both talent and careful management. Andrzej Seweryn as Julian Schindler. Andrzej Seweryn was born on April 25, 1946, in Poland. At 47 years old, he played Julian Schindler, the high-ranking SS officer in Schindler's List, 1993. His chilling portrayal brought historical menace to life, making the horrors of the camp unforgettably real for audiences. Seweryn's early years were steeped in political and social turmoil. He faced imprisonment in 1968 after participating in student protests, leaving deep psychological scars. However, he still became one of Poland's most respected actors, winning the Silver Bear for Best Actor at the 1980 Berlin Film Festival for Dirigent, before being forced to leave the country in the 1980s due to political repression. Even as his career flourished internationally, his personal life remained turbulent. He went through 5 marriages, including a highly publicized and contentious union with fellow actress Krystyna Janda. These relationships were marred by scandals of infidelity and bitter divorces, making headlines and intensifying public scrutiny. Despite these hardships, Seweryn continued to perform with gravitas in both film and theater, often portraying complex, morally ambiguous characters. As of 2026, Andrzej Seweryn is 80 years old. He remains active in Polish cinema and theater, though his health has declined due to cardiovascular issues. His enduring talent and resilience have earned him an estimated net worth of $3 million, and he continues to be regarded as one of Poland's most formidable actors of his generation. Friedrich von Thun as Rolf Tschurda. Friedrich von Thun was born on June 11, 1943, in Austria. At 51 years old, he played Rolf Tschurda, the austere officer in Saving Private Ryan, 1998. His performance brought a chilling realism to the role, emphasizing the rigid hierarchy and moral complexity among Nazi officers. Von Thun's upbringing was marked by sudden loss and upheaval. Though born into nobility with the title of Count, his family lost their estates and property after World War II, forcing them to flee Bohemia and start over in Austria. However, he still carved a prolific career in German-language film and television, appearing in hundreds of roles that showcased his versatility, including dramas and historical films that cemented him as a respected actor in Europe. Despite his professional acclaim, his personal life endured turmoil. Von Thun married twice, first to Gabriele Blailer, ending in divorce in 1984, and later to Gabi Schnell, which dissolved in 2002 after years of separation. These marital struggles were often reported in the German press, reflecting the pressures of balancing personal life with a demanding career. As of 2026, Friedrich von Thun is 83 years old. He has retired from acting due to age and health concerns, but remains a revered figure in European cinema. His lifetime of work and prudence have earned him an estimated net worth of around $5 million. Norbert Weiser as Albert Hujar. Norbert Weiser was born on March 5, 1947, in Germany. At 47 years old, he played Albert Hujar, a harsh SS officer in Saving Private Ryan, 1998. His commanding presence and intense portrayal added depth to the film's depiction of the war's cruelty. Weiser's early life was shaped by post-war devastation. Growing up in a Germany scarred by conflict and the weight of generational guilt, he emigrated to the United States at age 20 with nothing but determination. He initially worked manual labor jobs while pursuing theater, eventually earning roles in films like Midnight Express, 1978, and The Thing, 1982, establishing himself as a skilled character actor. His personal life offered stability amid professional challenges. Weiser married Tandy Parks and built a quiet family life in California. His persistence allowed him to navigate Hollywood's competitive environment without controversy. As of 2026, Norbert Weiser is 79 years old. He enjoys a peaceful retirement, occasionally appearing in guest roles, and has amassed an estimated net worth of $1.5 million, reflecting a career defined by resilience, craft, and steady dedication. Elena Löwenzahn as Diana Reiter. Elena Löwenzahn was born on January 10, 1967, in Bucharest, Romania. At 27 years old, she played Diana Reiter, the Jewish engineer tragically killed by Amon Goeth in the opening scenes of Schindler's List, 1998. Her brief but impactful performance set the emotional tone for the film, highlighting the human cost of the Holocaust from the very first frame. Löwenzahn's early life was steeped in trauma. After her father, a Holocaust survivor, died from illness, her mother staged a prolonged hunger strike to secure passage to the United States, an ordeal that left deep psychological scars on young Elena. Adjusting to life in America meant navigating poverty and language barriers, challenges she overcame to pursue acting. She became a prominent figure in independent cinema, starring in Simple Men, 1992, and Amateur, 1994. Her personal life reflects her dedication to artistry over conventional milestones. She chose to remain single, immersing herself in experimental theater and film in New York and Paris, eschewing public attention. Löwenzahn has maintained a private life, free from scandal, focusing entirely on her craft and creative expression. As of 2026, Elena Löwenzahn is 59 years old. She continues to work selectively in theater and independent films, cultivating a loyal following, and has an estimated net worth of $2 million, a testament to a steady, thoughtful career rather than mainstream celebrity. Anna Mucha as Danka Dressner. Anna Mucha was born on April 26, 1980, in Warsaw, Poland. At 13 years old, she played Danka Dressner, the courageous young girl hiding in the manure pit in Schindler's List, 1998. Her portrayal of fear, resilience, and innocence brought unforgettable humanity to one of the film's most harrowing sequences. Mucha's adolescence was shaped by both fame and psychological strain. Performing in such a harrowing Holocaust narrative at only 13 left a lasting emotional imprint. As she transitioned from child star to adult actress and model, she faced intense public scrutiny in Poland, particularly around her image and personal choices. Her long-term relationship with journalist Marcel Sora ended in 2019 after they had 2 children, leaving her to navigate the pressures of single parenthood under media observation. Her career and public persona have often courted controversy. Mucha became known for her candid advocacy on women's rights, breastfeeding in public, and her bold editorial work, including nude photo shoots for magazines like Playboy, which sparked debate and reinforced her reputation as unafraid to challenge societal norms. As of 2026, Anna Mucha is 46 years old. She continues to act in Polish television, including Mjok Miłość, while balancing modeling projects and public engagements. Her net worth is estimated at $3 million, reflecting both her sustained career and savvy management of her public image. Olivia Dąbrowska as Red Jania. Olivia Dąbrowska was born in 1990 in Poland. At just 3 years old, she played Red Jania, the iconic girl in red whose brief appearance became one of the most haunting symbols in Schindler's List, 1998. Despite her small role, her presence left an indelible mark on audiences, visually capturing the innocence shattered by the Holocaust. The aftermath of her early fame was unexpectedly heavy. Director Steven Spielberg advised her not to watch the film until she was 18, but Olivia saw it at age 11, leaving her psychologically traumatized by the harrowing images. At school, classmates constantly reminded her of her role, leading to years of isolation, depression, and a conflicted relationship with her own childhood. This early experience shaped her perspective on fame and identity. As she grew older, Olivia redirected her life away from Hollywood. She pursued work in publishing and libraries, built a private life, and eventually married, seeking stability and normalcy far from the pressures of acting. Her resilience allowed her to reclaim her narrative, turning what once caused trauma into personal growth. As of 2026, Oliwia Dąbrowska is 36 years old. She lives a quiet life with her family, dedicating herself to public service projects and local cultural initiatives. Her estimated net worth is around $300,000, reflecting a career and life guided by principle rather than fame. Leopold Kozłowski, as investor. Andrzej Farber. Leopold Kozłowski was born in 1919 in Poland. At 75 years old, he played investor Andrzej Farber, the Jewish financier whose role added authenticity and historical weight to Schindler's List, 1998. Though a minor on-screen presence, his participation symbolized the intersection of real-world history and cinematic storytelling, giving audiences a glimpse into the resilience of Holocaust survivors. Kozłowski's life beyond the camera was a story of survival and tragedy. During the Holocaust, his entire family, including his parents and siblings, were brutally executed by the Nazis. Leopold himself was imprisoned at the Kurowitz labor camp, facing death repeatedly, and later escaped to join the resistance as a partisan fighting the occupying forces. The trauma left deep psychological scars, and music became his refuge, helping him process grief and reclaim a sense of purpose in a post-war world. Despite these horrors, he found peace later in life. He married later than most and built a quiet family life in Krakow, dedicating himself to music. As a world-renowned conductor and clarinetist, he became known as the last Mohican of klezmer, preserving the traditional Jewish music of Eastern Europe and mentoring younger generations. Leopold Kozłowski passed away peacefully at the age of 100 on March 12, 2019, in Krakow, Poland, due to natural causes. His life and music left a lasting cultural impact. Kozłowski is remembered as both a survivor and a living monument to the enduring power of art in the face of unimaginable adversity. So, the journey of the Schindler's List cast reveals lives far more dramatic than what we saw on screen. Triumphs, tragedies, and shocking twists that shaped them beyond Hollywood. Which of these cast members' stories surprised you the most? Hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned as we continue uncovering the real-life journeys of your favorite actors from classic films.